This is Pro Wrestling.me and LK VIP video podcast. LK here with another edition of LK's Wrestling Reviews. This will be available for free here on this VIP section if you're not subscribed. And if you are a subscriber watching this, firstly, thank you very much for being a subscriber. And I'm going to give everyone around the world now a chance to see what the VIP gimmick is all about. You're going to get reviews like this exclusively daily. Coming up after this tonight will be an Evolve 58 review, as well as a Daily Dirt, which is where I talk about the news, rumors, and gossip in the world of professional wrestling. And I do that every single day when I can, to be honest. And this is going to be also available up on the KocoSports and Wrestling.me YouTube channel. So if you're listening to that on there, make sure you're already subscribed to that channel and head over to the link will be in the description box below, and you'll be able to check out shows like this every single day of the damn week. Subscribe, head over. It's less than £1. It's less than $1 a month. That it works out something like 24.25 pence, 24.5 cents a week. For the amount of podcasts I do is absolutely ludicrous. So please head on over there. Check out, I've done New Japan reviews this week. I've done a Raw review. I've done a WrestleMania. I've done an NXT TakeOver. I've done a Daily Dirt. And now I'm doing this, your SmackDown review. The results I'm using are WrestleInc.com. So we start off with Roman Reigns comes out. And if you're watching this on the KocoSports.me YouTube channel, put in the comments win, loss, or tie. Sorry, over on the VIP section, we don't normally do win, loss, or tie. We just give our intimate thoughts. And it's a really intimate atmosphere. I always respond to questions. They ask me questions. Sometimes I answer them on shows. Sometimes I answer them on the actual comment section below. And it's a real intimate. And I love the relationship I have. I mean, EC Cuff, I want to give him a huge shout. Always comments on every single show. He watches close to every single show I put up, which is a feat in its own right, the amount of content I put up. Even at times, he says, chill out on the amount of shows you're doing. That's how hard I'm working on this. I want this to grow. I'm happy with the level of growing we're getting at the moment, and I want it to improve even more. So win, loss, or tie, if you listen to this on the PWME and KocoSports.net YouTube channel, and thoughts of the show, and I'll respond to every single one of them. So I'm going to give it a weak win - strong tie. I was a big fan of this edition of SmackDown. I was critical on Raw. I was very critical on WrestleMania. And if you haven't heard my opinions on that yet, they're all over at the VIP, so subscribe over there. And this SmackDown, to me, out of the three shows, the one I could honestly tell you I would recommend for anyone else to watch, obviously minus the spectacle of WrestleMania 32, I would honestly tell them to check out this SmackDown. I'm going to be honest with you. I thoroughly was entertained from top to bottom from this edition of SmackDown. Okay, we start off with Roman Reigns. He comes out. He says, you know what? I'm not a good guy. I'm not a bad guy. I am the guy. He comes out. I'm going to be honest with you guys. He cuts a damn good promo. It doesn't blow me away. It's that good. It wasn't mind-boggling or make me go hyperlectic or anything, having a physio fit. It wasn't that level. It wasn't The Rock's level. Okay, it wasn't even the Lionheart's level from ICW. He won the Zero-G Championship on Sunday and then cut a promo on Tuesday, which was absolutely breathtaking, out of this world. And I'm going to put a link to that promo over on ProWrestling.me, so subscribe over there. That's 100% completely free. And interact. Head over to ProWrestling.me. If you're a VIP, go over to ProWrestling.me and sign up. It's 100% free. I'm very interactive on there. Coco's interactive. Boom Moon's interactive. And it's a really good place to catch people. And if you own a podcast, please upload it on there. Feel free. This brings out the phenomenal one, AJ Styles. Obviously, AJ Styles is the challenger for the heavyweight championship of the world at the next pay-per-view, which will be WWE Payback. And I'm actually going to be honest with you here, guys. It's very rare that I actually look at a match card and it intrigues me. I do this with Evolve. It intrigues me. New Japan Invasion Attack intrigues me. Check out Dave Coco's preview of that. And I'm going to be honest with you. This Payback card has potential to be something good. AJ reigns for the World Heavyweight Championship. Dean Ambrose versus Chris Jericho. Charlotte versus Natalia. You know, what else have we got? You know, there's Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens if they're going to do it this early. There's so many stories that I'm actually intrigued in. I mean, the Wyatt Family League of Nations, if built correctly, I think could be a great story in the future. As a whole, I'm actually looking forward to this Payback show more than WrestleMania. And that's a shoot. That's not me just saying that to make WrestleMania sound bad, because I'm going to honest with you, WrestleMania was not bad. It just was not great. It was just mediocre and far too damn long. The wrestlers wrestled their asses off and was good wrestling matches. The booking, though, was absolutely appalling and embarrassing. But anyway, Payback looks like a good card. There is more chance the Pope won't come off than AJ winning the strap, but there's always that hope, you know. Anything can happen in professional wrestling. And because it's no longer pay-per-view, and because here's what I'm learning. The champion of the company doesn't affect TV ratings. The ratings were the same when Triple H won the belt. The TV ratings were the same when Roman Reigns had the belt. The TV ratings were the same when John Cena had the belt. They were the same when Sheamus had the belt. TV ratings remained the same. All that it is, they're going down. So to me now, people aren't watching WWE for the guy. They're watching it for the WWE. So it doesn't matter who you have on top. And especially now with, pay-per-view business being, quite frankly, null and void and being non-existent to a certain extent. You can obviously still purchase the event via pay-per-view, but everyone now using the WWE Network, I don't think it really matters who your heavyweight champion of the world is. Why not stick it on a guy like AJ Styles? Give him a run. Let's make him credible. Have him have a feud with Roman Reigns, and then have him have a feud with Big Match John, and then Randy Orton when he comes back. Establish as many stars as you possibly can. Now, they did a good job in this because they main evented SmackDown with Cesaro, AJ Styles, and Kevin Owens. 3 guys, and Sami Zayn came out. That's 4 guys who they're building well. They're now moving up that card, up to the higher tier of the card, which just makes me a very happy chappy because I'm a huge fan of each and every one of them involved. And I'm going to be honest with you, I thoroughly enjoyed the match, and I'm going to get to that first. But back to the original promo. Sorry, I went off on about 16 different tangents there. I'm just in a really good mood. I didn't do a show last night because I thought I'm going to rest, I'm going to relax, I'm going to rehash, and now I'm ready to rock and roll. Most bent cup of water you've probably ever seen in your life. So AJ Styles comes out. He says basically he'll become champ, and that Reigns, and basically he had this absolutely magnificent line, which made me mark out so much. I even read it on my Twitter, and you can follow me on Twitter at LK Wrestling. I guarantee I'll follow you back, unless you're an imbecile. But it takes a lot for me to block someone. I've been on a blocking spree. The only time I block someone is if they disrespect professional wrestling. Like, what I don't understand is, I don't like fishing, but do I go out of the way and bash people who like fishing? No. People like NFL, I'm not a big fan. Do I bash NFL fans? No. But why do every fan feel that they can disrespect wrestling fans? And those people I block. Here we go. This is a great line from AJ Styles. He said, "You had a great rewind. Just pretend that never happened. You had a great WrestleMania, Roman, but I had an even better Monday Night Raw." Absolutely great line there from AJ, really delivering in this promo. He basically then goes on to say he'll become champ, and then Roman Reigns says that won't ever happen, and parts way with him and just pats him on the shoulder like an arrogant prick. You know what? Good job. I tell you what, that did more than 4 weeks of Raw did building up towards Roman Reigns and Triple H. That did more than that in 1 week. 1 edition of SmackDown. That was very good. If that happened on Monday Night Raw, I'd have been putting it over like $1 million. If that happened on the Go Home show heading into Payback, I'd have put it over $1 million. No physicality, no physical altercations, no verbal abuse. Just an arrogant tap on the shoulder like, "You don't faze me, kid." And this is so good because, in theory, Roman Reigns is going to get booed out the building no matter what. So he's the heel. And, that makes AJ the babyface, even though Reigns isn't actually being the heel. They're working the work. And it's actually really very well done. And it's very strange for me to come on here and put over WWE, but this has been a well-booked feud and a well-booked rivalry so far. I mean, I'm actually looking forward and happy that I'm paying for Payback. Obviously, I pay it for the network, and I'm always going to be a loyal network subscriber because I love the on-demand content and the original series and NXT. But this could be a very good show. And I'm actually, please put in the comments, guys, what your opinion is on this situation involving AJ Reigns. I mean, do you think that there's even the slightest chance, honestly, even an inchy bit of chance that AJ Styles could defeat Roman Reigns for the WWE Heavyweight Championship at Payback? And I'll be very interested to see. And I really am interested in what you guys think. And I personally think, part of me thinks there's no way, Jose, that wasn't an NXT pun. I think there's no way that will happen, but part of me thinks there is still that potential it could. Then we have the debut of the Vaudevillains. The match was okay. I mean, the Lucha Dragons, they hit their catapult 450. The Vaudevillains did their usual ground and pound on Sin Cara. Kalisto gets the hot tag. He makes the comeback, hits his springboard corkscrew press, and then the Vaudevillains hit the whirling dervish on Kalisto to get the pinfall victory. In an okay, if a bit underwhelming match, out of all the matches on tonight's show, I'd probably say this is the worst. When the NXT debut, when the former NXT Tag Team Champions make their debut, and that's the worst part of the show, that includes a Roman Reigns promo, you got a damn good episode of SmackDown on your hands. I mean, the match was nothing bad. I mean, I'm not going to complain about it. It just was really dull, and I think it didn't really last an impression, and it won't make people go, "Oh, who are these guys?" It was just, "Oh, okay, they're here, cool." You see the difference between, "Oh, who are these guys?" to, "Oh, they're here, that's cool." There's a difference, you know. There's no, to me personally, there was no, I need to watch more of these guys. And if you're a casual fan watching this, then they're not really going, I need to check these people out down in NXT and see what they're doing and see their work and see what their gimmick is. It just, their gimmick wasn't explained. I think Jerry Lawler was kind of amusing talking about the black and white that they have. You know, Mauro Ranallo is obviously one of the very best commentators in the wrestling business today, and Byron Saxton's just a fucking imbecile. Then we move on to Natalya versus Summer Rae. Obviously, the feud heading forward is Charlotte versus Natalya. And if you remember that their match at Roadblock, I fully put over and said potentially was the match of the night. And I really enjoy it. I'm really looking forward to this feud. Lots of people on social media or on the Twitter machine, they're complaining that it should be Bayley, or it should be Sasha Banks, or it should be Becky Lynch. How about we just mix it up a little bit? Let's stop with that a minute and let's go back to some fundamental basics and have a Natalya versus Charlotte feud. I was a fan of their feud in NXT. I was a fan of their feud a couple of months ago at the Roadblock event. And now I'm going to be a fan of this feud heading into Payback. And Natalya defeats Summer Rae via the sharpshooter and then does the gimmick where she points at Charlotte because Charlotte was ringside doing commentary with Ric Flair. And then Charlotte hoists the women's championship up in the air. Small things like that, you know, that didn't take a lot of thinking. It's just simple, okay. And this is just to reiterate to the audience that these two women will be fighting someday for the women's championship, maybe whether it be Monday Night Raw or whether it be at the Payback event. It's just telling you, look, this will be a match. It did a good job. It built Natalya up to be an actual threat. Summer Rae, I'm going to be honest with you guys, I mean, she wrestled at WrestleMania and impressed me, wrestled at Monday Night Raw against Sasha Banks, had a decent affair, and then on SmackDown again this week, wrestling Natalya. She could be one of the most underrated women on that roster. That's a shoot. Honestly, that's a shoot. I think she's an incredible athlete. I love her spin kick. You know, she gets her character. She's a snobby slut, and I actually enjoyed it. And I'm actually looking forward to Natalya versus Charlotte. I mean, I know lots of people are disappointed that Sasha Banks didn't win, or B is a number contender, and same with Becky Lynch. So debate that some people are upset that Bayley didn't debut, and I'm happy that Bayley didn't debut because every single time a new NXT guy debuted, the one before therefore became less important. There was less impact on that. And speaking of impact, I'll be doing an Impact Wrestling review either tomorrow or Sunday because it doesn't actually air in the UK until Sunday. So I kind of want to watch it on my TV and kind of, you know, help out with the TV ratings a little bit. What a fucking nice guy. And back to the point, I actually think that this feud's going to be good and I'm looking forward to it. And up next, we have the match of the night, ladies and gentlemen. The Intercontinental Championship on the lines of The Miz with Maurice versus Zack Ryder. And I'm going to be honest with you, this match went for a commercial break, went about 10 to 15 minutes. I really, really enjoyed this wrestling match. And I'm the biggest critique, the biggest hater of Zack Ryder, and you guys know that. It's no secret, and I'm proud of it. I think Zack Ryder's a piece of shit. But unlike most people, when people hate certain people, I find it's my job, it's my duty to review a show as a reviewer, not a fan. I'm still a fan. I'm a reviewing fan. How about that? That's nice. I'm a reviewing fan instead of just being a Mark fan. Okay, well, if I was a Mark fan watching this, I wasn't doing anything. I wasn't, you know, keep my eye on anything if anything happened or any fuck-ups or breaking down character development or anything like that. If I wasn't in that mode, I would come on here and I'd say, oh, Zack Ryder's a piece of shit. He's a fucking low-life scumbag, you know, he just moans on Twitter like a prick. He's over because of the internet, fucking YouTube show. That would be me, but I'm not. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to come out here and I'm going to say it straight. Zack Ryder just had one heck of a match on SmackDown last night. A heck of a match that I recommend everyone watching here to watch. Maybe my top 20 matches on television so far this year. Maybe even my top 50, maybe even my top 10. I really got emotionally invested in this match, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. Maurice caused a distraction. Miz landed a thumb to the eye, cheating because he's a heel, and hit the skull-crushing finale to get the win after about 10 minutes of really good action with several good near falls. The crowd were into it. It did a great job. I liked Zack Ryder in this match. I thought The Miz is one of the best heels in the WWE today, and I wish they capitalized on him more, and hopefully they're rewarding him with the IC strap here. You know, Miz retaining the IC title. It got Maurice over. Maurice obviously joining Total Divas because Alicia Fox and Mandy are leaving Total Divas. So as a whole, I absolutely love that. Segment of the night, match of the night. Please go everywhere to check it. The Social Outcasts are ringside. They play rock, paper, scissors over who gets to wrestle. My boy, Curtis Axel, goes one-on-one with making his SmackDown debut, Apollo Crews. The match was a squash. The Outcasts tried to get involved, but Crews took them out. Crews got the win with his toss-up, sit-down powerbomb gimmick. It was a squash, and I enjoyed it. It got Crews over. It got the Outcasts over to an extent because, look at those funny guys. Look at those goofs. They're just laughing and goofing off and having a good time. And I'm an excellent mark, so I'm going to defend them no matter what. And I'm going to be honest with you guys, I really enjoyed this. So simple. It felt like NXT. The NXT squash matches where they do it just to get that guy over. They did that. The crowd reaction was close to minimum and close to non-existent, if I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. But as the match itself, I really, really dug it. So simple, so simplistic. You got a guy who's in the lower mid-card, dash mid-card, and you've got a guy who's debuting. Let's have him defeat him to try and get some credibility and to introduce him to the casual audience. I'm not going to complain about it. What can you complain about? Nothing. Simple. Nothing too over exaggerating, no bullshit gimmicks. Just go out there, show them what you got. And I like that a lot. Then we have Baron Corbin. He cuts a promo boasting about his week and says the end of days is already here. We have a Becky Lynch promo where Emma shows up and says she doesn't like that Becky was given all these chances while she got moved up to the back of the line. Emma makes fun of Becky before leaving, setting up the Becky versus Emma feud heading forward. We actually have now a depth in the women's division. We have storylines that don't just feature the championship. We have stories that stem off from the championship. We have a Becky Lynch versus Emma feud. I mean, Sasha Banks is going to be involved with something. Heck, I wouldn't mind a Sasha Banks Summer Rae promo if Summer Rae's program. Sorry, if Summer Rae is going to continue to work like she's working at the moment of time. And I'm going to also, I hope that Summer Rae is involved because I know she did some NXT a while back. I hope she's involved in NXT house shows when they come up in June over here in the UK. I'm looking to secure some tickets for that. And I haven't right now, but I'm planning on it. And not next week, the week after, I'll be heading over to the UK tour in London for a WWE Monday Night Raw TV taping. And before that, Rev Pro, Global Wars. It's not Global Wars, sorry, that was last year. It was Rev Pro Epic Encounters in Reading. I'm looking forward to that. Then we have Dean Ambrose squashing Tyler Breeze. Just buddy, give up, Tyler Breeze. Go back down to NXT. Like, you are wasting your time here on the main roster. And I don't mean that to sound like a horrible or a critic or, oh, you're just a Tyler Breeze hater. No, I'm not. I like Tyler Breeze. I think he's a great worker. I think he's got a semi-decent character, maybe wrong era. But I have nothing against Tyler Breeze, but he's just not getting over. He's still getting punished. Just buddy, just pal, buddy, chum, whatever the fuck you want to be called. Go back down to NXT or ask for your release. Simple as that. I mean, Ambrose got one of the dirty deeds. And this is one thing I don't like. When I mean we, I mean the WWE. We fed Dean Ambrose to Brock Lesnar. We fed Brock Lesnar to Triple H. Dean Ambrose to Triple H. Now we have to rebuild him. You have to rebuild him by putting people lower on the card, even lower on the card. You could have made up for this by having Ambrose defeat Lesnar. And that way, Ambrose would be a star. Lesnar's going to be a star no matter what. That you could have done it so that Ambrose won by some hook or schnook or crook. It didn't have to be a clean finish, a dusty finish or something like that. Maybe a thumb to the eyes or hold the tights when he's covering. Or maybe someone comes out and maybe the Wyatt family come out and just screw Brock Lesnar to stem off to another feud. You could have so easily done that. Instead, you didn't. And you just made Ambrose look like a joke. And now Tyler Breeze, now the Outcast, now people like that are going to be the ones that have to pay for it. And they wonder why there's no stars. And it really grinds my gears. Then in the main event, we have Chris Jericho and Kevin Owens versus Cesaro and AJ Styles. This was a fun tag team match. It felt like a house show match, but it was really fun. It was really fun. AJ Styles, he does a strike combo followed by a clothesline in the corner on Owens before the Yushi-Goroshi on Jericho. Owens avoids the reverse DDT and clock Styles with a super kick. Cesaro uppercuts Jericho over the barricade. Sami Zayn comes out and distracts Owens, which allows Styles to roll up Owens for the win. That protected Owens. That made Styles look good heading into his program of Roman Reigns. The show ended, with Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens brawling. That got separated by security. Jamie Noble, Billy Kidman, Terry Taylor, all of these jabrones came out and separated. Really good stuff there. I'm looking forward to Zayn and Owens. It feels personal. I'm looking forward to AJ and Roman Reigns. Jericho is in a feud with Ambrose because before this match begun, Jericho and Ambrose had this kind of stare down. all in all, great stuff from SmackDown. This was a really enjoyable match and second potential match of the night. Really good stuff. Recommend you guys to watch this show entirely. Honestly, it's been a long time since I've been able to come on here and say, hey guys, please check out this episode of SmackDown. Please check out this episode of a WWE program. It's not every day I get to say that. So make the most of this. Write this down in your fucking calendars as April the 7th, LK enjoyed an episode of SmackDown. And if SmackDown's like this, I mean, I enjoyed the commentary. I enjoyed the talents. I enjoyed the booking. It made sense and it was logical. And that's what I enjoy, smart, logical booking. So if you're watching this on the KocoSports or Person.me YouTube, please hit the link in the description box and subscribe to LK VIP. The first 14 days are 100% completely free. Then you'll be charged either 99 pence, 99 cents, wherever you are in the world. That's 0.99 of your currency, and you'll get shows like this and daily dirt and booking shows and Q&As. And once we get more subscribers, I'm going to be doing special Q&As, maybe even introducing guests onto the show. I'm just trying to grow this from the ground up. I'm really in this is the growing pains for me right now. I'm really working my ass off. I'm going to be honest with you, for pretty much no money. So I want to build this. You know, I don't want to sound like I'm begging. I'm not begging. If you don't subscribe, but you still listen to this show, thank you. And I love my VIPs, but I just want to grow the VIP section as much as possible. I will not be poor if I don't have VIP members, because in the end of the day, I have a job. But I just want to have this as my job, and then I can get rid of the other job I have, because I'd much rather do this for a living. So thank you very much for watching. Please head over there to subscribe if you're watching this on Person.me and KocoSports YouTube channel. Head over to Person.me. Head over to KocoSports.net. That's KocoSports.net. So we'll get to catch and about sports, and above all, it's okay to be a passionate fan. Stay safe, stay well, have a great Friday. And this is your boy LK, and I'll be damn sure catching your asses down the line.